Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. So on this video, we will be speaking about Miss Chrissy and Miss Yanny and attempting to sun black men, right? Okay, so because so many people covered Yanny, I will leave Yanny for later. We will, and shout out to the brother Bernard Riley. I got to listen to his monologue. I didn't really listen to the panel when they got up, but I listened to all of Bernard Riley's monologue. Great job, brother. Great job. Um, we may not agree politically, but like I always say, Bernard Riley pretty much tries to keep it even-handed. You could tell that he's a dad. You could tell, like, very few things seem to get under his skin. Bernard Riley is really like, you know, if there's somebody that's pretty even-handed, it definitely is Bernard Riley. I would like to put myself in the same category, but I don't know. Right? So, yeah. So we'll leave that there. Okay. What you thought we wasn't gonna get our lick back? Okay, so that's me imitating Chrissy and her corny ass. Um, okay. So, and that's Chrissy essentially admitting that what she sees this is as a gender war and a tit for tat, and she's willing to use other black women as as the fire for the furnace for her gender war, right? And what's going on, Toya? Hi, right? So, yeah, and that's Chrissy admitting that. So there's that. So we'll just click off a couple of points, because I do think this is important, um, for a black woman who essentially knows that what she's advocating for isn't actually good for black women, but she's going to do it anyway because for her it is a gender war. Um, and I want to start off by saying this for all the black women listening in, right? Remember, Chrissy engages in polygynous or polyamorous, I can't remember which one she said, situationships. You're getting your advice, you're getting this form of entertainment from someone that's at least in their mid 30s, maybe late 30s, maybe early 40s, a millennial who doesn't care to have children, who doesn't care to be married, and who actually might have the financial situation to live out that life. The vast majority of you do not. And remember, this is the person you listen to. This is the person that you get entertainment from. This is that person. So I just want to stress to the black women that listen to Chrissy, remember that, right? This is the person that's using you as cannon fodder for her gender war against black men, and particularly black men in the black manosphere. You remember that, right? That's why I continue to say, lady, you're not married. I say that you're not married, not to just throw it in her face like I'm a woman, and it's like what women do when y'all throw that, oh, you don't got no man in another woman's face. No. We remind Chrissy that your proof of concept, you don't have it. All that talk, right? All that talk, you don't forget not having a black man. You don't have a man. You're not in a relationship. You are not married. You don't have children, right? So it's just you. So you can, as a person that's that selfish, it's just you. So Chrissy could go out spewing all of her nonsense because Chrissy's only worried about Chrissy, right? Chrissy could spew that nonsense because Chrissy doesn't care about anything systemic. Chrissy doesn't actually care about other black women, other dark-skinned black women, right? Chrissy's just worried about Chrissy. So she could spew out her nonsense and she can use other black women as cannon fodder for her war against black men, particularly the black manosphere, right? Let's just remember that, right? Okay. So Chrissy talks about, the black women empowerment space that she no longer occupies, and she calls it toxic. Chrissy, you helped to make it toxic. It's very interesting. These crystalline kerosins, these Chrissies, these Paris Milans, they help to make something toxic, and then they try to run from it afterward. Y'all are the foremothers of some of this talk in some of this space, and then you try to run from it after the fact. You don't want to be associated with it after the fact. You are one of the proponents of this, or at least the originators of this. What, you're afraid the alphabet boys are going to find out who you are? You don't want to be on some government list? It's too late, probably. What, when one of your subscribers goes out there and does something heinous or says something absolutely reprehensible or ridiculous in public in front of the white folks, what, y'all don't want to be associated with it? It's too late. Which, you don't want your name to be on a list because, like I said, one of your subscribers that's associated with all of y'all goes out there and does something dumb. It's too late, Chrissy. Right? It's too late. How do you help to make the Black women empowerment space toxic? It started off toxic. Let's make sure that we say that. And then you help to make it worse, and now you want to distance yourself? No, nope. Right? What else did Chrissy say? Oh yeah, the lick back part. So, and let's make sure we emphasize that, right? Let's make sure we stress that. This lady does see it as a tit for tat. She does see it as a gender war. And for someone that does not care to have children, and this is why I'm stressing this, for the one or two random Black women that are going to find this video, the one or two random Yanny and Chrissy subscribers that will find this video, let me make sure that I emphasize why we're saying this about Chrissy. Chrissy already told y'all she don't care about having any children. She doesn't care necessarily to be married. She's already, she already entertained, I don't remember if she said polygynous or polyamorous situations. She doesn't care to be with a Black man at this current point. Those are her exact words. So remember, you are being entertained at the least, or you're getting your wisdom and information at the worst from a woman that already told you she don't care about pretty much anything you care about. So admit that you're getting off on her, derailing and, degrading, insulting. I'm trying to throw out words right now. Just admit that you are being entertained by someone that continuously insults Black men. Admit that you get off on that. Right? Just admit that. And I'm sorry, y'all, with the tongue tied earlier, I thought there was a cop behind me, and there was, but it turned off. Right? Just admit that. And that's okay, fine, you get off on that. How is that helping you in your life, though? This is a woman that's at least somewhere in her mid-30s, at least, right, to her early 40s, that's telling you straight up, right? Doesn't care to have children, doesn't care to be married, doesn't care to be with a Black man, polygynous or polyamorous. She's just living for her. That's okay. I am not against Black women that are just living for them. If you don't ever plan on being married or having children, that's cool. But most of you actually do. And let's be honest, most of you Chrissy subscribers also want to be with a Black man. So you got to tell me, what does listening to Chrissy actually do for you in your life? Or, you know what? You don't got to tell Mr. Z. Screw Mr. Z. Ask yourself and tell yourself, what does listening to Chrissy actually do for you in your life? It's a really good question, right? Now let's continue. Chrissy calls Black men insufferable. She says that, whether you're ugly or not doesn't matter. She tries to go in on Crimson Cure, by the way, but we're gonna leave that alone, right? And she throws Jason Black in the Black Manosphere face. We're gonna pause on that. I'm gonna bring that up a little bit later. So Chrissy calls Black men insufferable. There's so much to say about that, but let's start off here. Okay, Chrissy admits that getting a man isn't difficult. Okay, fine, we've heard that from multiple people. We heard that from Kim Foster. We've heard that from multiple people. She said getting a Black man isn't difficult. As a matter of fact, Black men are the easiest to get. Y'all hear that, right? That's a Black woman admitting that Black men are carefree. Black men are the easiest to get. Now she says it's staying with black men that's the problem, right? Black men are, and they become insufferable. So this is a black woman calling black men insufferable. I've called these particular types, the Chrissy types, insufferable. So okay, cool, fair game. I didn't call black women insufferable. I call these Chrissy types insufferable, as evidenced by the fact that they can't get or definitely can't keep a man, white, black, Latino, Asian, or otherwise. Now, Chrissy, I don't know if you want to call black men insufferable when black men get married more than black men. Y'all could talk what y'all want to talk about divorce. That's based off of socioeconomics. Me and you both know that. Me and you both know that. So I don't know if that's the road you want to go down, but fine. Black men are more married than black women by hundreds of thousands. Who's the insufferable one? White, black, Latino, Asian, or otherwise. Black men are more married than black women. Who is the insufferable one? And I'm not making a distinction between these divester swirler types and the everyday black woman on this particular point. And there's a reason for that. Because if Chrissy is going to say that black men are insufferable based off of marriage numbers, so you already admitted that black men are the easiest to get. Okay, you admitted that. We'll put that on the table. It's black men being insufferable. That's the problem. But if black men are insufferable, then why are we married more than black women? If black men are insufferable, why are we married to black women and non-black women more than black women? Are married to black men and non-black men? Are black women not having sex with non-black men and black men? Are black women not going on dates with black men and non-black men? Are black women not engaging in relationships and situationships with black men and non-black men? If black men are the insufferable ones, then why are they the married ones? Remember now, black women are more educated than black men. Black women are, from our understanding, more employed than black men. Black women have more high-level degrees than black men. Black women are in office spaces more than black men. White society doesn't see black women as big of a threat as black men. So you're in spaces and in places that see black men more as a threat. They would much rather have a black woman around. There are white men that much rather have black women around. There are white women that much rather have black women around. And even with that, whether straight or gay, white, black, Latino, Asian, or otherwise, there are less black women married, even in same-sex marriages. So if black men are the insufferable ones, then why are there more married black men than black women? And if black men are the insufferable ones, then why is DV rates highest amongst black lesbian couples? If black women are saying, black women like Chrissy are saying that black men are insufferable, then why aren't gay black men beating the crap out of each other in these homes like black women are? Why is the DV rate amongst black women higher than the DV rate amongst black men in same-sex relationships? Remember, you said, Miss Chrissy, you said black men are insufferable. Huh. Now, this is where your swirlers and divestors come in and talk about how low their divorce rate is with white men. Once again, divorce is socioeconomic. In other words, you're staying with the white men for the money and the status. That's number one. Number two, women file for divorce at 70, 80%. Once again, you're staying with the white man for the money and the status. But yet, remember, Chrissy said, black men are the insufferable ones. Haha, okay. Black men are the insufferable ones. Everybody remember that. Now, Chrissy says, she's black, so of course she's invested in what happens with black women or black people. Yeah, that's the point, Chrissy. You're actually not. You just care about the gender war and how and black women's image. You talk about the black women that kind of occupy some of the black manosphere space and that orbit around it. You call them being embarrassed by black men. Chrissy, Alexa, cue up the video of the African sister talking about, are you not embarrassed? Are you not embarrassed, Chrissy? Are you not? You have the unmitigated gall, the gumption, the temerity, the audacity to talk about who's embarrassed? Chrissy, you've been on the interwebs for 8 years, Chrissy. For 8 years, Chrissy, you don't got no man, Chrissy. You, Chrissy, lamented. You, train tracks, train tracks, train tracks. Chrissy, you're the one who lamented being in your nice luxury apartment with no man. You're the one who said, yeah, my relationship life or my dating life is trash. Chrissy, that was you. That was you, Chrissy. You talk about being embarrassed. You talk about when you felt embarrassed. Oh, everybody takes an L. Hold your L. You're talking about being embarrassed. You're talking about you felt embarrassed, being in the black manosphere and having to take L's in the black man. You're talking about that, Chrissy, not you, Chrissy. Oh no, not you, Chrissy. Y'all are weird. Oh yeah, she calls us weird. Chrissy, are you listening to me, Chrissy? You may not be. I'm not gonna hold my breath. But you still a whole lot of Mr. Z type of talking points, Chrissy. I'm just saying. It could be all in my head. I'm huh. Chrissy got the unmitigated gall to talk about who's insufferable. She got the unmitigated gall to talk about black women in these type of spaces being embarrassed, right? And she used the word pander instead of support. Now we're gonna get into that in a minute, but first let's talk about Chrissy essentially saying that Jason Black was calling these black female gurus, so the video that he just put out. So she's listening to Jason Black, fine. And she uses Jason Black to try to throw in black men's faces in the black manosphere, but particularly black women that occupy some of these spaces. By saying, even he's saying, what are y'all doing for black women? Right? These panderers, Chrissy, let's be very clear what Chrissy and her like are saying. The Yannies and the Chrissies and whatnot. They're telling black women that support black men to shut the hell up. Look, me and my divester friends and my swirler friends get to talk crap about black men. But you black women that are in happy relationships and you're married and you support black men and you go on the interwebs talking about how you support black men and then you get more support from black men and you get money from black men, y'all need to shut the hell up. Let us that despise black men, let us that talk crap about black men, let us that have made a cottage industry of insulting black men, let us talk. Y'all just shut up over there. Right? All of you that are happy with black men, y'all shut up. And so she attempts to use Jason Black as a weapon against the black women that kind of orbit some of these spaces. Right? As if Chrissy means well for black women. As if she actually believes in anything that Jason Black says. But she threw this one thing or she attempted to throw this one thing in black men's faces, right? And I guess, you know what, Jason, you might want to find who Chrissy is, and y'all go ahead and get married and go sell out in the sunset somewhere. Y'all both about y'all money. Y'all both are hyper capitalists. Y'all both low key be talking crap about black people. That's neither here nor there. We're gonna leave that one alone, right? And she agrees with you about the black manosphere. Y'all go ahead and go get hooked up and go sell out in the sunset. Insulting working class black men because they don't make enough. And on to that point, Chrissy once again defecates on 50-50 relationships. I told you these people be hyper capitalist people. I said this, right? So she poo-poos 50-50 relationships. She insults black women that are in 50-50 relationships, talking about, your husbands have y'all muling. If y'all really that attractive, then why do y'all husbands got y'all on the internet? They pimping y'all. Chrissy saying this, mind you. Because for Chrissy, if you ain't buy her, then why are you here? If she got to put $1 out, then why are you here? When we're living in a country that needs dual income, that the homes are dual income, white, black, Latino, Asian, or otherwise. We live in a country right now that's dual income. But yet for Chrissy, if you live in a 50-50 relationships financially, then why are you even with him? Right? Why are you even with the dude if y'all doing 50-50? Instead of doing what, Chrissy? Most of these women don't make the type of money you make. And even you making the type of money you make, you still lament being single. Every once in a while, you'll slip up on one of your lives. So you want women that earn 28 and 30 and 35 and 40 and $45,000 a year to live like what? Oh, I forgot. They're supposed to be polyamorous and polygynous like you and just be out here living free and fast and calling men that earn more money than them, but maybe not are ballers, dusties, right? They're supposed to be like you, Chrissy? Because the worst thing in the world is a black woman paying some of the bills or half of the bills at the home, right? It's the worst thing in the world. She might as well be single, living at home with her parents in her late 30s and her early 40s, huh? Huh, Chrissy? Because the worst thing in the world is to be in a 50-50 relationship financially. You hear this? This is the person y'all decide to get advice from, ladies. This is the person y'all think is entertaining because she's really telling black men, huh? She's telling black men off. She's getting black men told, huh? Y'all really, like I said, just let these people talk. Chrissy be babbling and rambling. Just let them talk. She already told you it's not difficult to get a black man. That means that black women are the issue then. I just want you to know, if you say that, then on the other side is if it's not difficult to get a black man and yet so many black people are not in relationship, do you understand what you also said, Chrissy? What's the other side of what you said? It's easy to get a black man. As a matter of fact, black men are the easiest. Huh. In other words, black women are the problem. That's what you said. You didn't realize that's what you said, but that's what you said. Right? So, continuing. Yeah, so yeah, Chrissy tries to throw Jason Black and his antics in the Black Manosphere face. Nice try, right? You already know that he's at a war with the Black Manosphere, right? You already know that, so that's cute that you once again lying by omission. See, you didn't tell your subscribers, oh yeah, by the way, Jason Black is waging a war against black men in the Black Manosphere, so he's coming at all of their people, and so he said this. No, you just say, "Oh, I'm not." And she didn't say Jason Black's name, by the way. She didn't say the Black Authority. She didn't say Jason Black, but she said it, and you know that's exactly who she was speaking about. So let's make sure that we say that, right? So once again, you're lying. You didn't give your subscribers context. You didn't give them any context. You just threw that out there like a random YouTuber said this about the Black Manosphere and black men, huh? Ladies, the two of you that listen to me, the two of you that subscribe to me, remember, Chrissy is who y'all listen to. Chrissy is who y'all find entertainment from. Y'all like her. Y'all think she gets black men told, right? Okay, remember, the polyamorous or polygynous woman who's not married with no children and doesn't care to have any and doesn't care to be married, fine, that's okay. The one that's out here serial dating, she's at least somewhere in her mid 30s, at least got her little money, that's cool. but don't got really anything else to show for it. Maybe a nice apartment, like she said, her luxury apartment that she was kept on bragging about to make up for the fact that she feels lonely as hell. Chrissy, you know you feel lonely as hell. We know it. You're not one of those people that's happy being single, not anymore. Huh. Continuing. Chrissy also admits that she doesn't expect non-black men to support black women in droves. Now she tries to flip it and say, well, they're not black men. They're not going to elevate black women over their own women. Nice try, Chrissy. You mean to tell me, Chrissy, that you're now saying what black men have been saying? You're just trying to flip it to make it seem like black men are a problem. You, Chrissy, earlier in your conversation, you were saying that black men are easier to get. Let me get this right. So black men are easier to get even for black women, obviously, because we're both black, and black men, believe it or not, Chrissy, like black women. Yes, Chrissy, even dark-skinned black women like you, they find physically appealing. Actually, that's their preferred choice. Yes, Chrissy, maybe not you, Chrissy, but other black women like you. Chrissy just admitting that she's a complete a-hole and she can't get or keep a man. I just want you to know, right? So you admit that black men are easier to get than other men. You say men are not difficult to get, and then you say black men are the easiest. It's just that they're insufferable when you get them. Okay, cool. And then later on, you say that black men elevate. Well, excuse me, non-black men aren't going to elevate black women over their own women. Wait a minute. You wouldn't even know and wouldn't have that problem if you would have been okay with the black men you were with before. What are you talking about? What? Oh, what? Okay, she's rambling. Okay, okay, you're just babbling. You're just babbling. You're just babbling. Black men are not difficult to get. Okay, but yet you're not saying, and you and your subscribers and you swirlers and divestors aren't saying that non-black men are going to elevate black women in droves. Then what in the entire hell have y'all been talking about for the past 8, 10 years on the interwebs? And you specifically, Chrissy, for the past 6 or 7 years. What have y'all been talking about? So when you try to throw white and non-black men in black men's faces, Chrissy, you're admitting that you always knew that in droves, in great number, and a significant number, white men were never going to support black women. So all of this expand your options talk was just you using your little pea shooter weapons, your little rhetorical weapons against black men to rile them up. So you're admitting that now is what you're saying. No wonder a couple months ago you were chastising your subscribers for not being about it and talking about this swirler divester stuff. No wonder. Right? And thank you for the super chat, Detroit. And Detroit, oh God, he said it again. uh okay, all right, Detroit. All right. And Detroit says Yanny with the Duck Ox Spider-Man 2 looking was on Ramil's chat about David Carroll was exposed by Pink Pill. Okay. I'll check that out. I'll check that out. Right. And thank you for the super chat once again, Detroit. And I am Wolf says, yo, Josie about to have a kid, but I haven't seen any man in her baby shower video or IG photos. Makes me wonder if she's protecting his identity or did she go to a fertility clinic or something. She might be protecting his identity, maybe. Right. She might be protecting his identity. right? And shout out to Julesy. She's one of the few that's talk about insufferable. That's not insufferable from that entire black woman empowerment, black women power space. By the way, y'all stay tuned. Tomorrow morning, I possibly will be doing a review of Khadijah and her video about Pick Me. Yeah, this is gonna be, oh boy. Boy, all the women think they got the black manosphere on this one. They all think it, whether they're swirlers and divestors, whether they're LGBTQ, whether you had FD coming through. All of these people think, oh, we finally got them, right? We finally got it. Jason Black, all of these people. We finally got the Black Minister. Haha, we finally got it. Right? We're gonna bury them with just pearly things. Yawn. Right? Yawn. Right? And let's emphasize this again. 75% of mothers work in America. Dear Chrissy, 75% of mothers work in America. They're contributing something to those households. Some of them might not be straight 50-50, but many of them are. And that includes the non-black ones. We need to give, and this goes to Ed's point about Cynthia, hoping that Cynthia G gets 1 million subscribers so that it'll be almost impossible to ignore what she's saying, right? We need to give these people louder microphones so they could talk this foolishness in front of non-black people. We need to let them talk this crap in front of non-black people. We need Chrissy to go up and just spew out this toxic sludge crap about struggle love and struggle relationships because a woman is contributing maybe up to 50% financially in her home, as opposed to what, I don't know, being a stay-at-home mother, or being a stay-at-home mother that talks crap about black men because she has a white baller husband or something. I don't know. Right? I'm not even gonna do it, Trill. I'm not entertaining. I'm not. Right? Chrissy goes on to say that she's a black woman. Of course, she's talking about black issues. She's a black woman. Chrissy, but you're a black woman that wants to be a white woman. You want to be a white woman, Chrissy. Oh, sorry, not just a white woman, an elite white woman. Everything about you screams that you want to be an elite white woman. And there's nothing wrong with that, but stop calling yourself just a black woman. You're not. Not psychologically, not mentally. Or if this is the new black woman, if Chrissy is what represents new black women, oh my God. 18th. So y'all gonna pay to make me read these comments. 18th letter, you ain't ish. You ain't ish. uh, I got the workaround. Oh, okay. So I usually oh man. Okay. Okay. All right. 18 letter. And 18 letter says Iron Fade Yanny and Scooby Doo colorism culprit Chrissy is back at it again, huh? Oh man. And it's true, by the way. It is true. Right? They think they can bury the black community with this just pearly thing. That's in the black community in a way. But they think they can bury the black manosphere with this colorism talk. I mean, not colorism talk. They're just pearly things talk. Right? Clearly not, but cool. Right? He said Iron Fade Yanny. Oh my God. I don't know why I thought about Raiden taking off his hat and like throwing it at someone. I don't know why that's what came to my mind, but that's what came to my mind when you said Iron Fade. For those of you that don't know Mortal Kombat, oh my God. Oh, it's hysterical. Right? So that's our talk about Chrissy. Yeah. Once again, trying to cop please with Black women empowerment and her not being part of Black women empowerment, right? Because it's too toxic when she was one of the people that helped to make it toxic, right? Yeah, the worst. Oh, it wasn't rated. I'm sorry, you're right. It wasn't rated. Sorry. And shout out to Nema and Nema with the correction. I stand corrected. And Nema said Kung Lao, not rated. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah, it was Kung Lao. Sorry. Right. Raiden was the one that he like um with the pointy straw hat, and yeah, then he'll fly into you with the pointy straw hat. You're right. All right. Okay, so that's it for Chrissy. Oh yeah, we got notes on Yanny too. First of all, as I said, right. Shout out to my title, Chrissy and Yanny and being sunned. And yeah, Yanny engaged in, as we know, the moral high ground. She engaged. Now, Anton doesn't know enough about Yanny. And that's why she was able to sun him. Because Yanny been playing with Divester talk for a while now. And Swirler talk for a while now. Yanny and went and turned, and I played the clip. I have it on my channel. Yanny turned around and poo-pooed Dr. Umar Johnson, poo-pooed the civil rights movement, essentially as people that were begging and fighting just to get near white women. Anton, you let a woman that was on that poo-poo you let her son you, right? You let this, you know, divester swirler adjacent woman, because she doesn't make too much overt statements, but she circles that area. You let a person that tried to defecate on civil rights leaders son you, right? And once again, don't ever underestimate women in general, but Black women specifically, always attempting to take the moral high ground. That's why you see Mr. Z, the first thing I do is crush that. Especially if someone I listen to or that I know in person. Oh no, you're not gonna try to play moral high ground with me, right? She tried to chastise him for calling Black women bees. You, not you, not you that was over here weeping after Lawrence Smith Fields because you felt like people like you and your rhetoric is what might have got her offed. Not you, Yanny. Right? These people, and that's the same crap that Parrish try to play. Oh, I'm not going to use profanity, so that makes me more moral. Meanwhile, you over here calling Black men nakers. Trail. Oh my God. Oh, I ain't even gonna read it out loud. I'm not. I'm not. God damn, Detroit. My God. Okay. And Detroit says, Jesus Christ. Detroit says, Yanny got Frankenstein fade, has the nerve to talk about Black men being treacherous, scandalous, and backstabbing, etc. But these women, this woman does the worst way than that. Man. And if you haven't listened to Yanny, you would think that she's really just trying to hold Anton accountable, and her issue is that Anton was out here calling Black women all type of bees and whatever, and say that Black women are, the biggest enemy to Black men and to the Yanny. And I'm glad everybody else said it. Like, Yanny, you don't got nothing to say to the divestors or the swirlers or any of that, and you got the unmitigated gall to try to sun. How did Anton not say anything to that? Right? Yanny over here excusing and pretending, at least pretending like she understands where the divestors are coming from. And you let that woman try to play moral high ground with you? Right? He said the Frankenstein fade. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Right? And I keep on saying it. Let me say this again for Yanny and Chrissy if they ever come upon this video. They're not. But cool. Y'all can't keep on playing the dozens with black men and then get hurt when black men flame y'all ass back. Y'all keep can't and Chrissy said it straight up. Would you think we wasn't gonna get our lick back now that you just admitted that this is what it is? Then fine, then this is what it is. Prison rules. I'm glad you said that because that let us know that's how you see it. I want to be very clear. I make responses to them, but for me, for Mr. Z, and I'm not playing moral high ground. That's not what it was. I'm responding back, but Chrissy telling you, "Oh, what you think we wasn't gonna get our lick back? So that's how you see it. All right then, right? What the East Coast don't got love for us? Well, let it be known then." Shout out to Snoop, right? You don't want somebody you'll produce dance along in your videos, right? Jesus Christ. So going back. So and I don't think I really don't think Anton understands who Yanny is. Yanny is a sister that was heavy set. She done lost the weight. Now she got a little bit of body on her. She looked thick. She got her lighter skin, and she's still resentful about the dudes that wasn't checking for her when she was 16. Right? She that's all it is. And she tiptoed between black, excuse me, black. How am I gonna say this? Black power talk sometimes ish, but really she's just a hyper capitalist black woman on her crap. She another Chrissy lightweight. And y'all give me a second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna pause right here for a second. And we're back. We're back. We're back. Okay, so yeah, so and shout out to I can't remember who it was that said Anton learned a valuable lesson: know thy enemy. Yeah, listen, you let Yanny played with divester swirler language, insult black civil rights leaders. That Yanny tell you about who who needed a hood? 16-year-old me when I was heavier. You know that Yanny, you let that Yanny son you. That one, right? And that's because you don't know her, right? Detroit. And wait me a second. Give me a second. You know, and Detroit says, thank you for the super chat, brother. And Detroit says, hold up, 10 times. Didn't you say Yanny Homer ate everyone up in Springfield looking at oh my talking about black power? But well, she's another one of those that's like thinks she's giving some wisdom. If you check out a few of her more recent content over the past few months, maybe 3 or 4 months, maybe, she's kind of delving into that. I'm not saying she's a subscriber of mine, but one of my critiques of the entire Black women empowerment space is that they don't actually talk or cover or anything. If you go in their community chat, if you just look at what they cover, they don't actually cover anything like Mr. Z does or BGS does or Art New Style does or Art of M More, anybody, Charles, Charles Faulkner Jr., none of that talk. Ed, all the stuff. If you like, Ed covers a lot of this stuff, Black women, Black men conflict stuff, but Ed is very knowledgeable about a bunch of stuff. And he'll occasionally, you'll hear him talk about it on lives and you'll see how much he knows. And, none of that talk, none of it, right? And so what I'm saying is that recently you can see somewhat of a shift in the rhetoric, right? Take that back. Sorry, not a shift in the rhetoric, a shift in some of the information. Now, the rhetoric is still the rhetoric. She just uses the rhetoric, right? She uses the information to still push some type of weirdo do for selferism that would probably come from a Black woman in a weird Black woman view. It's weird. But yeah, right? So that weird ass form of what I would call pseudo kind of Black empowerment talk, right? Not really, but kind of, sort of, from her angle, right? And I'm gonna pause right here. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. Give me a minute. Y'all got me dying with some of these comments. I'm not even gonna entertain Trell. Trell is flaming I'm not even reading them shits out loud. I'm not. Oh man, Trell killing me. Oh, side note, car stuff. Side note, side note. The main reason I want a turbo diesel truck is for the sound. I'm just saying. It's something about turbo diesel, especially with a nice exhaust. And in Florida, we can burn, like, well, we call it rolling coal, but yeah, we do stuff to our car. So all those turbo diesel trucks, when you gas them, if you don't put the def in them, it kind of like cleans up the gas. You'll be dumping black smoke. And I care about the environment, so I don't really want to do it, but I kind of want to do it. Look, don't judge me. Don't judge me. Anyway, continuing, right? Okay, so is that all I had for Yanny? Yeah, Yanny, because Bernard did a great job. Bernard did an absolutely great job. I did not get a chance to listen to the rest of the panel, which I will be doing, right? Give me a second, y'all. My background is loud as hell because somebody wants to be a dick. Excuse me. But okay. Yeah, so, that was it for Yanny. Mainly I focused on um mainly I focused on Chrissy, because nobody else did. And not only that, but give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I mainly focused on Chrissy because nobody else did, and because I think what she's doing is extreme. She's doing extremely. What she's doing is extremely dangerous, and she's actually admitting first she truly does see this as a gender war. It is tit for tat for her, as evidenced by her "we're gonna get our lick back" comment. Right, number one. Number two, um, her calling black men insufferable. Lady, black women have the lower divorce rate, not black men. Black women do, right? So calling black men insufferable, what? Right? What are you talking about, lady? Right? And I just want to that those would have made two things. The last thing, the 50-50 thing, right? Okay. As I said, we know what country we live in. We know what world we live in. Yes, there are brothers and men in general that can support a family fully financially. That's not a thing though, right? And to hear this person poo poo and chastise 50-50, which Mr. Z isn't even in. I'll pay for everything, mainly. But y'all never really hear me say that because it doesn't matter, right? What does that even mean in this country, in this system, when you're talking about groups, the hundreds of thousands and millions and tens of millions of people? Half of America doesn't even work between the children and the elderly, and then the unemployed and the disabled and the people on disability. Half of this country doesn't even work. These people, like, you gotta ask yourself, what is Chrissy talking about? Right? Yes, Mr. Z is a nameless, faceless person, and I am very careful with my rhetoric, my talking points, how I speak about people, how I speak about women, black women. This person just be talking crap. And there's young, impressionable women, girls that listen to her, and they don't got. Meanwhile, they on TikTok crying and telling you how men are not approaching them, how they've been single for forever, how they're touch deprived and touch starved, what they call it, skin starvation or whatever they call it, right? And the Chrissies of the world don't got nothing for them, right? The Chrissy of the world don't have anything for them except talk crap, more crap about black men. The person that's most likely to do for you. Yeah, y'all heard that right. The person that's most likely to do for you. Not white men, not Latino men, not Asian men, but black men. Not white women, not Latina women, not Asian women, depending on the situation, not even other black women, but black men. DC, you see what I mean, say DC, my bad. GC, you see what I'm saying? Come on, man. Touch starved. Y'all remember, these are the same people. These are not the same exact people, but some of the same people talking about Me Too, right? These are the same Me Too people, everyone. These are the same Me Too people talking about being touch starved. These are the same street harassment people talking about touch starved. These are the same people that use the word stalker for everything, right? Then turn around and talk about being touch starved. Pick a struggle. Talking about men not approaching them at clubs and not getting dates, and pick a struggle. Trail, Jesus, you know. And so I'll end it there. Look, man, between Yanny and Chrissy attempting to sun the black manosphere, between Chrissy calling Chrissy of all people. When a person is so hell bent on calling out what they see as your flaws, they don't look back and see how much they're implying about themselves and suggesting about themselves. and they're so hell-bent on going in on you, they contradict themselves within a couple minutes of each other, of one statement versus the other statement. You say it's easy to get a man, easy to get a black man, then turn around and call black men insufferable. Huh? And then leave this big ass open space for people to be like, including Mr. Z, to be like, well, but if black men are the insufferable ones, excuse me, but they're also easy to get, then why aren't black women the ones with the higher marriage rate? That's the question, right? And because Anton didn't know enough, you let the woman that attempted to defecate on civil rights leaders, Dr. Umar Johnson, and black men in general, because civil rights leaders, many of them, the face of the civil rights were black men, and Dr. Umar Johnson, obviously being a black man, you let her son you. You let her attempt to play the, not even attempt, she pulled the moral high ground card on you. You're calling black women bees and black women are the worst thing that happened to the black community. Well, black women like you, Yanny, are among the worst things. I ain't gonna put make you the worst, but among the worst things to happen to the black community. Why? Because it's not only black men. You're among the worst things to happen to other black women. You and Chrissy and and Paris and Crystal and Karazin and Cynthia G. Y'all are. You are. Right? Better you, not you too, better you. And better you, making sure I read this comment before I close out. Better you says, I saw Yanny. She do got that dark cut right now. And on that note, we'll close it out. It's hysterical. Oh man. All right, all right, all right, all right. All right, everyone. Okay. Look, um, love, peace, and chicken grease. We'll pause right here. Um, listen, these women don't mean other women any good. If there's a, you know, a distinction without a difference, it would be, um, um, Yanny just a smidge, just a teeny tiny bit better than Chrissy, and that's saying a lot. I know, right? That's saying a lot. I know, but let's be very clear. Chrissy just admitted, so fine. Now that you just admitted that, Chrissy, hey, all prison rules, gloves off. You're admitting this is a gender war to you. When you said we're gonna get our lick back, which you admitted is that for you it is tit for tat. Other black women, I want you to understand that Chrissy is willing to use you and your future family and husbands and whatever children you were gonna have and whatever nuclear family you were gonna be in. I want you to understand she is willing to use that as the weapon against you and black men specifically. She's willing to watch you be single, lonely, and miserable for her war, her jihad against black men. You have to know that, right? You're getting advice. You're listening to the air quotes wisdom of a woman that straight up told you, straight up, that she is what either polygynous or polyamorous. I can't remember which one. Y'all make sure y'all remember who y'all are listening to and who you find entertaining, right? And thank you, Kevin C, for the super sticker. Thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much. And the 18th letter said, Yanny and Chrissy are the original grifters. And Yanny, you could tell she really got an issue with that grifting stuff. She really is about her money, but like I told y'all before, she's one of those people that say, well, I don't need this job, right? So she keeps on claiming, YouTube could go away tomorrow, I'll be all right. I don't need my luxury apartment, I'll be okay, right? You know, the person at work that need the job, but they keep on telling you how much they don't need the job whenever something happens or whenever they get into it with the boss. That's Chrissy. And she is a grifter. That's why she has such an issue with this talk about grifting. Now, do I not believe that Chrissy is a true believer in this colorism talk? I think in the colorism talk, yes. I think everything else she's BS and that black women in luxury talk, Chrissy knows the numbers. Chrissy's not dumb. Chrissy is also educated. She's not dumb and she's also educated. Chrissy know what she said. That's why she said previously what she's saying and what she's proposing is not going to be a solution for the black community. And she also said not going to be a solution for the masses of black women. She said it. So you got to ask yourself then, what the hell is Chrissy talking about then? It's just a solution. There is no individual solutions for black people. Throw it away. Once you start hearing black people talk about solutions that's only for individual black people, it ain't a real solution. And so for Chrissy to say, well, this is individual, throw it away. And on that note, I'll truly pause right here. I got stuff to do. Thank you very much for listening in. So love, peace, and chicken grease. Mr. Z, pause right here. Thank you, everybody, for listening in. Thank you, brothers, for forcing me to read y'all comments about paying. My God, y'all ain't ish. Oh, y'all ain't ish, right? And y'all have a great rest of y'all night. Mr. Z out. Go check out other Black Manosphere content. Go check out other non-Manosphere content. Please, for the love of God, right? Go check out other non-Manosphere content. I got some stuff on my community chat tab that y'all might want to check out. I'm gonna be using my community tab a little bit more. I tend to put something maybe once every couple of days. I'm trying to get better. Maybe I'm gonna start putting more 2 or 3 things up a day, mini docs, exposés, just different things, just so that y'all can know, right? So, oh yeah, Chaos Rain said he's going live in 10 minutes. Okay. Right? And so we'll just end it out there. Y'all have a great rest of y'all night. All right, everybody. Peace. Mr. Z out.